Townsend, if you look at these maps, you can see Communist China's got a lot of has quite a few goals in Africa. One's to continue to develop military bases. So if they're continuing to be able to develop more military bases, including the one in Equatorial Guinea, what threats will that pose to the United States?
Senator, I can be more specific in closed session. Look forward to that. But suffice to say, they're not on the Atlantic coast of Africa. That's going to put them several thousand miles closer to the U.S. homeland if they get a base on the Atlantic coast of Africa.
What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa. Or should we? I'm going to bring you all some information here, knowing that I'm retired, 20 years in the Air Force. And I want to point out some information that was just shared here on the 15th of March, 2022, of the conditions and the situations that are going on in Africa from an African commander who is in charge of this command, who are playing partnership with Africa in their military arena. So here it is, the question posed about China in Africa. Many people, they talk about hearing about what's going on with China and Russia, but you got this commander, AFRICOM commander, who is sharing what he believes or knows what's going on in Africa. Watch this video and I'll be back.
Joe Townsend, if you look at these maps, you can see Communist China's got a lot of has quite a few goals in Africa. One's to continue to develop military bases. So if they're continuing to be able to develop more military bases, including the one in Equatorial Guinea, what threats will that pose to the United States?
Senator, I can be more specific in closed session. Look forward to that. But suffice to say, they're not on the Atlantic coast of Africa. That's going to put them several thousand miles closer to the U.S. homeland if they get a base on the Atlantic coast of Africa. Thanks, Senator. There's a handout there. Should be a handout there that depicts the question you're asking, China's investments across the spectrum in Africa. And it's daunting. They are investing primarily in the economic realm, and then followed by the diplomatic realm, and then to a lesser degree, the military domain. However, their military investments are playing out in Africa. They have their one overseas base there, and they are working hard to develop other overseas bases there. And I would reiterate what General McKenzie said about we remain the partner of choice, and our equipment and our training is second to none. However, it can sometimes take a bit of long time to unfold, and that sometimes forces our African partners to reach for the bird go with the bird in hand, which is sometimes China, sometimes Russia.
What do you think? Now, I'm going to say this right here, family. You know, I want everybody to share this video. If you can share it to one person, send it over to them. It doesn't matter to who. The reason why is that I'm hoping this falls into the hands of the government officials there in Africa. If you're in Africa or you're an African and you have hopes and you have the dreams for Africa to rise, I'm asking, can you share this with one person? I don't care if it's a family member. I don't care, whatever. If we're going to make change, we have to share information so that those delegates, those presidents, those government officials who are in the dark room, who can see what's actually transpiring, will create change for the betterment of a people. Let's get into this. So they talk about China and their military base. Now, everybody knows that, hey, China has been doing a lot of business in Africa. And just so happened that China does, according to this AFRICOM commander, has a military base there in Africa. Now, why in the world would an African country allow another country to settle in and bring a military base. Now, let me say this right here. Let's not act like America don't have a military installation or a center or a place to where they have military troops, which they do, and they have a facility there in Ghana. But the question was posed about this military base and if there will be another military base that the commander thinks that should be placed as a means of security for America, just in case China gets too close to the Atlantic Ocean, that there would be some sense of protection. Now, his words was no, but you got to keep in mind, when they're talking about going behind closed doors to have further discussions, this is where now you have to have the need to know. These are top secret informations. And some of these senators may be privy to this information if they are part of boards that are dealing with the security of America. This commander here being questioned about, do you think there need to be another base? He simply basically said, not really. The key word was base. But there was other words that you can use that America has in Africa. Installation, a site. You can have, a center. You can have other flights and, squadrons or headquarters besides the word base. We have to understand that everything that is shared to the public ain't necessarily truth. But he goes on and talks about the mission of China and where they are leveraging or getting a foothold in Africa, which America has some concerns. But we know America's got a lot more information beyond what the general was sharing with his folks. But I want to bring to you all's attention, because everybody's talking about this and that of what China's doing and stuff like that. Yes, China is using Africa, and hopefully Africa realizes that it is putting itself in a disadvantage if you're allowing another country to set military bases in your country. But is that rare? No, it's not rare. Do you know how many military bases America has around the globe in other countries? And so sometimes, you can set military bases, which is, in Africa, if your partner is willing to have its interests for you, not trying to take over, but a means of a protection, security, or what have you. Because typically, in order for America to succeed where it is today, military-wise, they have to have bases in Germany and Spain and Italy and Turkey and all over in Japan and Korea. And, you got some bases in Costa Rica or Panama or, these, and then they got other sites or navies and armies and air forces, all of these different places, whether you want to call them an annex or you want to call it a fort, whether, you want to call it these, places to where you settling in different military entities. It is imperative that a lot of these countries allow America to put a base, put a fort, put an annex on their shores, in their land, for another means of security. Now, why can't Africa do the same? And why does it have to be just America? Why can't it be China? Why can't it be Russia? And I got several videos of this same, this meeting that took place of different subject matters dealing with Africa and how they are saying what Russia is doing in Africa. But this is information for you now to know, so you're knowledgeable, so that we don't go on this whole talk about China's taking over Africa if you don't know really what the talks of those who are in the higher echelons are discussing. You get to hear it first here from the Air Force military in this commander who is over the African command so that then now we see or we hear what's really going on. But I hope that, again, African leaders will be able just to listen and see that the strategic moves that countries can play against you, that you might think they're for friend, or you might already know they might be a foe, is something that you have to rationally think about and discuss amongst the African Union, if you will. Because we already know they don't love us. Why would they want to look out for us? You see, I'm retired, but I'm not expired. This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa.